Hi, it's Graham Whitehead, Holistic Fitness and Wellness Coach. Today I'm going to talk about depression and the link with food and the foods that we eat, of course. There are obviously many aspects of depression and why someone is depressed, but I'm not going to talk about those today. I'm just going to talk about the food link and what we eat will influence how we think. So we now know that our gut health is hugely dependent on our immune system, and more importantly, or just as importantly, it produces neurotransmitters such as serotonin. So serotonin is the neurotransmitter that makes us happy. Now we need a healthy gut in order for us to produce more serotonin. So the reason people often don't have a healthy gut is because they're eating processed foods, they're sprayed and used with chemicals, they're eating too much sugar, and the foods that they're eating are generally not offering them a lot of nutrition. There's also stress in there and many other factors. But as I said, I'm just going to talk about the food side of things. So we need a good gut health to produce serotonin, which will improve our immune system, etc., etc. Other things to look at is food intolerance as well. So food intolerances, you have genetic food intolerances, and you have maybe food intolerances that you've picked up because you have a leaky gut. Now leaky gut means the gut lining of the wall is very weak in its simplest term, and when that becomes very weak, you can become susceptible to picking up other food intolerances. You may have genetic ones. The common 5 are kind of eggs, gluten, wheat, soy, corn, cow's milk. They're the really common ones, and people often have a genetic intolerance. Not everyone, but people do have a genetic intolerance to those. So avoiding them foods for a lot of people is going to have a huge influence on how you think, because you're not going to be consuming foods that you're intolerant to, because if you're consuming foods you're intolerant to, it can make you depressed. Some people it can affect their joints, some people it can affect their brain, which makes them depressed. So it will vary for different people. But if you have a leaky gut, you can pick up new food intolerances all the time. So if you're eating wheat and then you have strawberries, you could then open the gut to pick up new intolerances, and you then will be intolerant to strawberries, for example. And this can happen. I've seen clients with numerous intolerances, as much as 50, 60 food intolerances, and because the gut wall is not strong enough. And there's many reasons they've destroyed that. It's maybe too much alcohol on an empty stomach. Stress is often one of the causes. So it's all kind of related in a way. So one thing you can do is you can check out Cybex Labs. I'm going to put the link in the box below, and you can check out Cybex Labs, and there's various tests that you can take. So there's one test that you can take where you can check the permeability of your gut. So is it strong enough? And then you can check your food intolerances, and then you can actually check how certain foods will affect different systems in the body. So for example, wheat may affect you give you knee pain, but for me it might affect my brain and make me more depressed. So it's really clever in the sense that just by taking your bloods, and there's probably another technology to it, by taking results or tests like that, what we can do is we can see how the food affects what system. So if wheat affects your brain, you know that you shouldn't really eat wheat. But the first thing to do before we look at those tests is I would heal the gut. Get the test, or see a naturopathic physician that's going to help you heal your gut. That's going to be the first thing to do. And then you could look at food intolerances after that, and once you've healed the gut, you can see how intolerances or certain foods affect the way you think or give you certain joint pain, etc., etc. So take the test to test the permeability of your gut and see if it is strong enough, and then you can go from there, work on strengthening the gut, and it'll make you think that significantly better when you start eating the foods that offer you nutrition. what you might find is if you do take a food intolerance test, is that you end up with 50-60 food intolerances, and that is normal. And that is a classic case of you have leaky gut. A lot of people do have leaky gut, so it wouldn't necessarily be dangerous to assume that you do, but it's obviously good to get tested as well. People can show other symptoms for leaky gut as well, like they're not digesting the food properly, but know that this has an influence on our brain and how the gut is linked to the brain. So in summary, you can take the test, check the integrity of your gut if it's strong enough, or if you have leaky gut, you'll be able to tell you if you have leaky gut syndrome, and then you can work on strengthening your gut from there, and then you can work on improving your diet, which is all going to improve the way that you think and the way that you feel. You'll feel your mental health will be significantly better because you'll drop body fat, you feel like you've got more energy, and suddenly your mental health has significantly improved. Now, I enjoy doing these videos, so if you can comment, subscribe to my page, like, and comment on the videos, that would be fantastic. And if there's any topic that you want me to talk about, just post in the comments box below, and I'll be happy to discuss that. Thank you very much. See you soon.